give it honor to God who is the head over my life. Let's talk about Amos, okay? Amos was one of God's shepherds, okay? When we hear he's a man of God, we think of God's famous evangelist, ordained pastor or missionary, or a campus minister professional. Christian workers, those who preach and teach the word as a vacation. Surely Amos was a man of God, a person whose life was devoted to serving the Lord and whose lifestyle reflected this devotion. But he was a lay person, herding sheep and tending sycamore trees countryside. Amos was not the son of a prophet. He was not the son of a priest. As a humble shepherd, he would have stayed in Tokyo doing his job, providing for his family and worshiping his God. But God gave Amos a vision of the future and told him to take this message to Israel, the northern kingdom. Amos obeyed, thus proved he was a man of God. Amos' message has impacted God's people throughout the centuries, and it needs to be heard today by individual, a nation through divided from their southern brothers and sisters in Judah. The northern Israelis were still God's people, but they were living beneath a pious veneer religion, worshiping idols and oppressing the poor. Amos, a fiery, fearless, and honest shepherd from the south, confronted them with their sin and warned them of impending judgment. The book of Amos opens with his humble shepherd watching his sheep. God then gave him a version of what was about to happen to the northern kingdom of Israel. Its neighbor, God condemned all the nations who had sinned against him and harmed his people, beginning with Aram, Syria. He moved quickly through Philistine, Trey, Edom, Ammon, and Moab, condemning them all. We can almost hear the Israelis shouting, Amen. Then even Judah. Amos' homeland was included in God's scattering. How Amos listeners must have enjoyed hearing those words. Suddenly, however, Amos turned to the people of Israel and pronounced God's judgment on them. The next 4 chapters describes their sin. No wonder the priests intervened and tried to stop. Okay, so Amos was a shepherd. Amos was here to protect God's sheep, okay, at any cost, okay? And there was impending judgment on these it was impending judgment on Aram, Saran. It was impending judgment on the Philistine, Trey, Edom, and Ammon, and Moab. Condemning all, he was condemning them all. The Lord was, okay, because these were the people that were harming the sheep. Okay, we had almost heard the Israelis shouting, "Amen." Okay. Whenever you try to destroy the poor, you don't have judgment with the poor, you have judgment with the Lord, because the Lord sees everything, okay? So this is when the Lord was using Amos to do his work. The Lord had already showed Amos the vision of the future of what was going to happen, okay? It was up to Amos to line up all of God's sheep so that they will follow Jesus, okay? So that they would get out of the wrath of Satan's hand and follow Jesus' path, okay? Because Amos already saw the future. He was just watching over the Lord's sheep until his arrival. God bless.